Showtime.
Action.
Real Talk Live with Rodney Grimes. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. Yes, with Sir Rod and Lady Z. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about we. In God we trust. Positive thinking people. Positive thinking people. Positive thinking people. Every Monday night, every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Monday night, every Wednesday, Friday night, every Monday night.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's People to People with Rodney Grimes. Here I am again. As I tell you, I'm always excited when I come on the air to give out some positive information. It is phenomenal when you got some information that's going to help people move forward. So I'm not going to get into a long, drawn-out situation, but I'm going to say this first of all before I even go any further. I got to say happy birthday to my granddaughter, Mila, whose birthday was Sunday. Happy birthday, pre-birthday to my mother, who will be 91 years old on the 22nd. God is good. I give him praise for that. And also, right after my mother's birthday, the next day is my older sister's, Carla's, her birthday as well. And I just feel blessed. And I know I'm not going to have the opportunity to say this again. So I just want to just say thank you, God, for the blessings that they were able to receive these birthdays. So without further ado, let me introduce my guest to you. This is Primis Bank. This is the group of individuals going to give you some real positive information that's going to help you to make some positive moves in your life. So without further ado, if I can get the beautiful young lady to my right here to introduce yourself and tell me your title.
Well, thank you so much, Rodney, for inviting us to People today. My name is Tia, and I am the business development manager for Primis Bank. And my role as a business development manager is to generate leads, develop new opportunities, and help the bank grow.
Oh, that's cool. Good. And you, sir?
So I am the branch manager at McLean branch, obviously for Primis Bank. And, also like Tia, I do work with partners such as my business development officer, my Sba lender, to not only grow the bank, expand, and definitely help you guys initiate a bank account and the full experience.
And you, sir?
Thank you. Thank you for having us here. This is a great opportunity to share what our knowledge for you all. And my name is Jorge Ramirez, and I am the SBA lender, business development officer for Primis Bank, obviously. And I am here to inform you on the ways and how you can get started with your business and how we can help you with the SBA lending part.
So we can really get right into this. A lot of individuals are out here, they want to start a business and they walk into the bank. Who would they talk to first between the three of you?
Honestly speaking, I think being the branch manager, I'll be the front face, first and foremost, So my job will be to obviously welcome you, not make you feel like another number. Throughout my time, I've been in banking for more than 8 years. I have Wells Fargo experience in my back, which is a corporate. And now I'm here with a community bank that serves that community, such as Primis. And it's a completely different ballgame, Here we make you feel literally like family. You are able to pick up the phone, connect with me, and, ask specific questions. No question is a dumb question, by the way. Just remember that. So what I would do if I, have somebody walking into my branch, I'll sit down with them, get to know them on a personal level, trying to see what is their overview and what is it that they're looking for, right? Remember this, a bank is just a bank, but the people that you do business with are the ones that change that image and make the difference. Now, what I will do from there, I'll, based on what you're looking for, opening the account is the easy part. I will help you if you're not there yet. Register your business if it's around the DMV area, any state. Give you that knowledge. Get your EIN number. Get you registered the right way. Trade number or business license if you need to, depending on what you're looking to do. And then based on that, if you're looking for to start building credit, building a savings account, or just if you're already an established business that is looking for business lending based on which specific scenario, payroll, you're looking to do marketing, merchant service, you name it, all of the above, we are pretty much a one-stop shop. And by that, I mean you don't have to go different places to shop around for what you need. If I don't have the answer, guess what? I have this knowledgeable individuals that will provide that for you. And if they can't do it for you, somebody will. But stay within the house.
That's really, really good for many people who are going to come in. Just for myself, I think many people will come in and feel a little intimidated, because they don't feel coming in like, it's going to work for me. They come in like, I'm hoping this is going to work. So when you're saying, I heard you say this several times, you don't treat them just like this another number. You look at them individually and say, look, we're going to deal with your personal situation based on what you're trying to do, basically, right? So you're a lender, correct?
Yes, I am specifically lender for SBA. I only do SBA lending for either if you're a startup, or an existing business. And there's different type of level of lending in the SBA. And just a few minutes ago, I was talking to Rodney that for it could be a startup or an existing, whether for you, a piece of equipment, you want to expand and buy another piece of equipment which will cost you maybe triple, and you don't have the funds. You want to do your new office and you need equipment, fixtures, desks, anything of that nature, and you want to build your office. SBA is there to help you and lend you in that capacity. Or if you're a big existing business that needs $500,000, $600,000, $1 million, SBA also is there to help those that are existing. There's different stipulations how to get started on those, and that is something that we can help you grasp and make sure that you understand what you need to get those started.
That's something that I'm really excited about, and I want to know. Okay, so if a person came in there, they have an idea, they just wanted to start selling pies, right?
Right.
And they good at selling pies.
Right.
Do they have to come in with a business plan?
It depends. It depends on what they're looking for to do with this new business. It all depends. If it's somebody that has the experience for 5 years and 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and they're looking to open a new bakery shop, sure, SBA would want them to have a business plan, their resume, and it all depends if it's an existing business that they have. For all that, they would need a down payment. It could be as little as 10%, which in the conventional side, it could be 20 or higher percent of a down payment for your injection or your equity to put into the business.
Okay.
Now,
So-
let me piggyback on that. Yes, so the people know what we're talking about. What is SBA? What does it stand for?
Okay, SBA is Small Business Administration. It's a section from the government that they help those small businesses to get funding for their business. And people think that a small business can only be somebody that it's getting started and they only need $50,000. No, you can go all the way up to, I believe it's $40 million in sales, going all the way down. That's a small business that SBA, Small Business Administration, helps with the loans, the funding, and everything that they need.
Now, to add on to that, keep in mind that Primis Bank is a preferred SBA lender.
Mhm.
If you go
That's
to
important.
right,
It
that's
is.
very important. You guys might not know this, but if you go to the big corporate banks, they're not SBA preferred lenders. What does that mean? We are more likely to get you guys approved with better rates than the big dogs, big corporate banks.
SBA lenders, as Primis Bank, does their own work. They don't have to go to the SBA to ask for permission. As Primis Bank will do all the paperwork
In-house, and we have
in-house.
a home underwriter.
All our underwriting it's done in-house, and also we will approve you, and we will keep the loan with Primis Bank, and we will service it to the end. So that's the difference. If you go to somebody that is not preferred, then they have to work along with SBA and SB, and most likely it will take a lot longer for the loan to go through if they're not preferred lenders like us.
So when individuals come in and they have no experience, and they come in and they sit down and they say, well, I want to start a business and I don't have any money. Would that be something that couldn't happen, or would you say, well, we can give you some steps? How would you go about that?
So I'll let you take over. I know so what Tia does is, opens new business, but also acquire new business from outside our
Okay.
footprint.
So, for example, if you come in and, we sit down and we'll discuss, your business plan. And like you said, Rodney, if they come in, they say, Letty, I don't have any money to open my business. Can you help me? And that, if that's the case, then we will, I'll introduce you to my other internal business partner, which is our loan officer. And that's where they do the,
Credits.
convention loans.
Conventional loans.
And this is where, with the convention loan, again, Primis does everything in-house, everything to the loan being underwrite through Primis, and also approve in-house as well. So that's something that I would assist you with. Introduce you to my internal partner, and see how we can assist you in getting money for you to help you build your business.
This is really funny that not funny, but I say this in a way real serious, because listening to you, it sounds like you bring them in and you say, okay, I'm gonna treat you like family. I'm going to treat you like we want to see you succeed. I'm just listening to each one of you as you said that. It's not you coming in and say, look, you don't have what you need, see you.
Right.
And
And my motto is always, you're not banking with the bank, you're banking with the individual that is trying to help you.
how about that? I like that.
Now, if you want to take a step further and make it a personal, I'll share a quick story with you guys. Prior to being manager, I was a business specialist with my previous role, and I have helped businesses like we were talking about earlier. That for example, there's a lot of people watching and they're thinking, I'm tired of this 9 to 5, but I need it, and I will still keep doing it. But at the same time, I want to flip cars, something that I do on my spare time. Matter of fact, I just sold one today, right now.
Within 5 minutes.
Within like 5 minutes of posting it, okay? There's some people that say, I want to buy things from the internet and flip them or sell them, resell them. I make cupcakes, I make great cakes, all these things, and they don't want to use their personal account because there's a benefit of getting an LLC.
Right.
Most of you guys don't know, but the difference between a business and a personal is you put a solid line that if anything goes wrong with your taxes or government, whatever happens, your personal assets, meaning your money and your bank account, cars, everything that you own, is separate from your business, right? So if somebody was to get food poisoning or get sick over the food that you sell and they try to sue you, they're only gonna go for what's in the business account, whatever's under that business. That's what a LLC does.
Oh, okay.
Limited liability company.
Okay, because I was getting ready to ask that question. So it actually, when it says LLC, that means anything that goes on, they only go after the company and not the person.
Exactly. So think about it like this: you start off small, and for everybody's dream is to start small and end up big. No dream should be too scary unless it's not obtainable. But then again, the dream is not big enough, right? With that being said, yes. So you start small, and the plan is to grow, expand. And that's where we come in. But even in the simple steps of, they might be thinking right now, the viewers, what is the first step that I need to do, Well, first and foremost, you have to be 100% sure of what you want to do.
Right.
Nice and
Okay.
simple, You can't be on the 50-50 limbo. After that, it's getting the right documentation, knowledge is power. It's getting that business registered under the state. Let's focus on Virginia. Okay. For the state of Virginia, to register LLC is $100. That's it. Okay. You don't have to pay no more. If you go to a lawyer or a law firm, they will charge you
CPA.
$300, $500, even more, $1,000, and all they're spending is $100 for an LLC. LLC, let's focus on that because it's the most common. A corporation, I think, is $150, which is, again, not that big. And then if you wanna, which you will, your option to either do taxes under your social, I wouldn't recommend it, or get an EIN number, which is an employee identification number, which is a tax ID for your business, right? And then you can do separate taxes for your business and for your personal, right? Remember, when you do taxes under your business, there's so many deductions. I'm not a tax advisor, but there's so many deductions that you can do. Equipment, rent, utilities, payroll, all of the above. Even travel, mileage, your car, depending on. These are all tax the deductibilities that you can do under your LLC. Aside from that, you have to register your business. To get the EIN number is completely free. If you need a business license, I think it's between $25 to $50 in order to register it. It goes by many names, a fictitious name, a trade name, and your business license. They're all the same. Don't get confused, by the way. That is optional. So let's say, my LLC is named Infinite Automotive LLC. But I want on my, mechanic shop to say Rafael's Car Service.
Right.
Now, that's a different name from what I'm registered from. That's where the trade name, fictitious name, or
Doing business as
come in, right? Because now now you can get paid under both names, and you can deposit that check to the bank with no issues. Now, that's what we're here for, to educate you. I'll be more than happy to. So my colleagues, to help you register that business. I would be doing most of the dirty work because, I've been doing it for such a long time. And as you develop, we have our business development officer and we have our SBA lender that will take you to that next step.
So that, I'm just listening to you, and I've been doing production for quite a while, and a lot of times it's been where I have always been intimidated, and I'm not being funny, but I don't get intimidated very easily, but it's based on the fact that I don't like to get told no. So a lot of times I'm really impressed with what you are saying and what you're telling the public. Individuals out there, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're trying to get your business started and you don't know Primis Bank. Sounds like the place you want to come to. You want to go where they're going to give you an opportunity to stress the fact that you may not know exactly which direction to go. And I heard you say that when you said different things that, and reason why this was funny. Going through the process of what you were talking about, I paid almost $1,200.
You're not the only one, brother.
And it's sad that they do that to you. So again, for you to sit here and tell people you're going to be right up, straight, honest with them, and I know you're telling the truth because after you talked to me when we met in the networking event, someone else told me the exact same thing. I said, yo, I just met a gentleman just told me that. And they was like, yo, you got ripped off because it shouldn't have cost that much money. So, at this point, it's a lot of individuals. For everybody out there, I want y'all to feel free to call in. The number is 703-752-6120. This is People to People with Rodney Grimes. I have the Primis Bank team in this location today, and they are here to answer any questions. They are here to let people know exactly what is necessary for you to move forth with your businesses and for you not to feel intimidated, and that's what I think a lot of individuals feel when they go. I'm not going to call out no banks' names and nothing like that because I'm not trying to downplay nobody, but I'm just talking about people just wanting to be feeling like they have a chance.
Yeah.
And that's what's important. So Tia,
Yes.
you being a manager, you're the
Business development
the
manager.
business. Okay, so when they come in, do you go over the business plan with them? You critique them.
Actually, that's George. specialty.
Oh, okay.
We don't critique them. What we do is we give them pointers. We give them how to make it better.
Okay.
We don't critique. It's such a bad word
Okay.
because as when we were in school, college, our professors critique our work, and we always felt offended
Okay.
because we thought we were right. So what we do is just tell you, hey, this is what needs to change. This is what you need to add because it will make it better. Let me hear your story without reading this part. Tell me what you want to say this. And then we'll ask, so why it's not there? You have that experience. It's a better experience than just this information that you're giving us. So that's why when we meet with them, we want to hear their story. We want to hear what they've done, what they want to do. So it's you are writing a story of your personal things that you've done to help you get where you are now. So this is what we want them to write. Not what we want to hear. It's
Right.
what they've done.
Exactly. And a customer, an example is when George and I sat down the other day, we had a customer, and he was telling us, how he wants to redo his nail salon. And George, would say, well, what about the bathroom? How about you want to, give him some ideas at how you want to renovate the bathroom. What about the kitchen? Do you want to do that? And so George and I would give them suggestions or ideas, and then he was like, yeah, most definitely. Let's do the kitchen, let's do the bathroom. And so we would sit and listen, look at your plan, and then make recommendation or suggestion.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why, somebody can come and say, I need $100,000 to start my business. But they don't think what's involved, what extra are they going to need. And this is what we give suggestions. Okay, but you're going in there and you're not going to update the bathroom? Are you going to leave it like that, the same way it was before?
Right.
What kind of business are you going to be? Are you going to have in the back room? Are you going to have an area for your employees? Are you going to leave it like that? You're going to have a little kitchenette? Are you going to need extra funding? So we give them the ability to think and say, yes, this is so you tell me what you're going to want and need for your business. And that's how they realize it's not only 100,000 that I need, it's 150, 200,000. So we're there to guide them on how to do it.
Now I want to take a couple steps back. So now you did ask a question, if somebody comes in, and let's say it's, again, viewers that are watching that completely want to start from scratch. Right. They don't have the experience, such to say, nor even if they apply for 100,000, let's be realistic, they probably won't get approved. So what happens then? That's the no that you said that people don't like to hear.
Right.
Worst thing that can happen, by the way, it's no. And guess what? We give you options. Now, the options that we give you will be cater to a business plan, a new business plans that will help you get where you want to be at. Now, we will give you options such as, the issue or the reason why such and such didn't happen is because of your credit. You have no business credit. Now, I'll tell you guys this. In the perfect world, you want to go to a bank, and most people think, I want to start a new business. They probably only have a week, maybe a month, maybe a year under the business, right? Most banks, I'll be honest with you, they won't lend you money. You have to have that experience. Your personal credit comes in perspective, but it can only go so far, and it can only do so much. Now, what you can do is prepare. You get a business credit card. You start building that credit under your business. So I'll give you an example. Again, I like to put myself in customer shoes because I've been there. I have a LLC with, I won't name the bank, a different bank. And I started the LLC. I opened my checking account with a partner. I flip cars, and he does mechanic work, right? So what I did first is I opened a secure credit card. A secure credit card is money that you start with, right? So it's kind of a prepaid debit card, but it's a credit card under your business that you start building that credit relationship. Your payments on time, you're showing the bank itself that you are creating that credit for the business. So maybe 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, now you have that business credit. You have been preparing for that next step of getting a loan of such and such to open that mechanic shop. Get it, applying for an SBA loan because you've been hustling with those cupcakes, with those cakes, and now you generate enough to qualify for it. Credit has a lot to do with it. Just like in your personal side, that's the way that lending works on the business side. Now, being realistic, there's going to be times that you're going to get a no from us, just like everywhere else.
Right.
But we give you options. Before we say no, you're going to get options. Now, a fun fact, Primis means first in the language. So just keep that in mind. You will always come first, but then we have to be very transparent, which we would like to do, and be realistic. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. There's a lot to be involved, but when it comes to the startup developing, there's different stages on that business. We're here to guide you. So much, hold your hand in each step of the way and tell you what is it that you need to do in order to get to the next step. If you need to take it back and you've been doing business for 2-3 years, right? And a lot of business go through this. I know there's a lot of that land community, they work with cash. They don't report the whole gainings. When they try to apply for a business loan, there's business that make, I'll tell you honestly, 500,000 plus, but they only pour 100,000, right? They're not going to qualify because they're not reporting all that. They do it just not to pay taxes. Different ball game, but I'll tell you this, he encounters that a lot in the SBA lending side.
I do, and as Tia knows also, she does some small business loans herself, conventional, and some of the issues that we encounter is that, you do save a lot of money initially when you don't report all your money to the IRS, but eventually catches up to you because the income that you are reporting will not support the payments that are required to do for that business loan that you're getting, that you want to get.
Right.
Because your sales or your revenues are so low, when you're seeking a loan that is $200,000 and it doesn't equate to the payments, then it's going to be some issues that, unfortunately, we're going to say no initially. But we will tell you it's not a no. Let me tell you how we can overcome this. Let me tell you how we can help you by doing this, doing this, doing this. You'll come back to me in 6 months, a year. It's like the same thing with the client that we saw. Let me show you that in 6 months, if you do this, if you pay this credit cards, you pay this off, your credit or whatever it is, it's going to be better for you, and you're going to be in a better situation to help you and get you approved.
Let me ask you this question. At any time do you find yourself where you partner with a business?
In what sense?
And like, say if you saw something that was...
Yes, to answer your question. And this is COI, Centers of Influence.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
we're still good? Okay.
Oh, no, you
Yeah,
good.
so-
Baby girl. Here you go. You good. You good.
Okay, so that will be, in the business industry, we call that COI, Centers of Influence. So I'll tell you this, para mi comunidad hispana, mucha gente no sabe, pero nuestro banco también habla español, tenemos bastantes representantes, le podemos ayudar con todas las preguntas de abrir una cuenta, con su tax ID, con su pasaporte, con su residencia, lo que sea, a aplicar para un préstamo, mortgage, un préstamo de auto, todo lo que quiera. With that being said, there is opportunities everywhere you go. You just gotta look in the right places.
So business partners, also for the SBA lending part, we have what that works along with the SBA, the banks, and there's a middle that we call CDC, Certified Development Companies. So whenever it's a small loan and us as the bank cannot do it, we have a second partner that can help you. And for either a big loan that you're going to require for a building for your business, or you only need $50,000. And this is a community advantage group also that can help those individuals for the SBA loans. They have their own funding that they use just specifically for community advantage. The CDC is a great source for us when we can't do the loan, the SBA side. We have those that we can get involved in these type of loans, small loans or big loans, whichever one it's in there.
Where's the initial location of the bank?
For Primis Bank?
Yes.
Oh, so we have several locations. The one closest to here would be in our McLean branch, and then we have one in Reston, Fairfax. So that's areas that are in this location. But then we also have a few in Maryland, and then down in the Richmond area.
Oh, okay.
And so McLean is also our headquarters, and then we also have another headquarter location down in Richmond.
So I like everybody to know that. So I'm trying to be. I'm running with the individuals who's making stuff happen. So these my friends. I'm trying to let y'all know. Let me tell y'all want to get out here, and you definitely want to get with individuals who's going to give you the truth. That's going to put you in a position where you're going to, like you were saying just now, about telling people. Some people thinking if we hide a little bit here, we hide a little bit there, we're going to be okay. Some people won't even tell you that. They would say, you do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. But like you said, there's a repercussion behind all that.
Domino effect.
Right. And that's good that you're upfront, transparent, and tell them, I wouldn't recommend you do that because this is the this is the result that could come down the line.
I'm not a CPA accountant, and I can't tell you what to do, but like you said, the result in not doing something, then it's going to be, we can't do it.
Yeah. It's just, that's what most individuals going to really be looking at when they come into the bank and they come in and sit down with you. They're going to want to feel that comfort. Again, Rafael, when I met you, you came up, you introduced yourself to me, and I got excited when you told me that you work with a bank, because financing is a good thing when you're trying to have a business. And individuals who work with money, they know how to handle money. Not everybody knows how to do that. So when you got somebody that can give you some tips, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let them know how to handle money, then they can make it. Mm-hmm. One of my cousins always told me, learn how to save money so money will save you. Right?
Can I add into that? So saving money itself, right? It's not just about not spending the money. Think about long term when it comes to loans, when it comes to money sitting in your account. So what puts us apart from your corporate bank, from other community bank, from credit unions is that we're very competitive when it comes to the return rate, the annual rate yield, the annual yield that's on your deposit accounts that you get in return, with the annual percentage rate. That's the interest rates that you get on lending itself. Talking about car loans, mortgages, stuff like that. Very competitive. Now, aside from that, we have products that no other bank has at all. And you tell me if you heard this before. We just launched this new app, which is called Vibe. Capital V as in Victor, number 1, B as in boy, E as in Echo. Vibe. All good vibes, right? Now, think about it like this. You know how the weather sometimes can be very annoying, a nuisance, bipolar, right? I'll give you 3 examples. We have a 80-year-old that doesn't drive. We have, your typical millennial that don't want to get out of the house, that don't feel like driving. And, you have your average...
Are you talking about yourself?
I'm talking about myself. Sometimes,
I was going to say that. He wanted to say, I like camera here.
I like face-to-face interaction. But yes, sometimes I don't feel like, on a Sunday, God forbid you catch me outside. But anyway, so you're like, you know what? Oh my God, I forgot to do this deposit. I gotta pay my rent. Okay? Not on weekends, but Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. We have the service, which is a courier from Primis Bank that will go to your house, pick up your deposits, your cash, and bring it to the bank and do it for you at the tip of your phone with the app, right? Takes about 30 to 45 minutes for you to get that driver to your house. Or maybe you say, you know what, I'm about to buy a car. I can't make it to the bank. I gotta have, I need $6,000 cash, right? You have a driver from Primis deduct it from your account and bring it to your, the step either your business or your house. Now, it's awesome. It's completely free for consumer and business. Now, if you ask me, I feel like the business customers will take the most advantage. You're a rush hour, you have, backed up meals, you have busy dining area, and you're really gonna send one man out of that 10 men that you have in the working force to go out to the bank and get you some change because you're running out of change, right? Now, what is that gonna cost? The domino effect is gonna come through.
Yes.
Now you got 9 people doing the work of that 10th man.
Yes.
Okay. Now, late, the orders are gonna be late. The food is not gonna be well cooked. Customers are gonna be angry. The servers are gonna be very nervous and negativity. We want all good vibes. Now, perfect world, the manager or whoever's in charge goes in their app, orders whatever they need. The driver comes, drops it off. You receive that in less than like 30 seconds to a minute. Boom, everything like nothing happened.
That's amazing. And let me tell you, I worked in some restaurants before.
Oh, I seen it.
And I saw it. Actually, I remember I was working in GNC, and we ran out of change. And I literally, it was 2 of us, and I had to lock the door, go out the back, run to the CVS across the street to ask them to give me some change. Which, when I came back, I saw 2 or 3 customers walk away.
You see it?
Yeah. So, that's a prime example. Yeah. But if we had that at our disposal at that time, we wouldn't have lost money over just a little situation.
How long does it take your average person to go to the bank? It's not like you're gonna, some people call in advance, but depending on how busy the bank is, it might take you an easy minimum 30 to an hour, right? The drive there, the drive back, and then getting the transaction and everything.
I mean, especially with the traffic around this
We're in the
area
DMV area. Let's be honest now. Okay.
Pretty much banking.
Now you're paying somebody for making a run rather than paying that person and investing. So just put that in perspective.
It's just a lot of things that here when you're trying to run a business and you're trying to get things done. It's really not that complicated if you pay attention to the details of things. That's what I want the guests to understand, the listeners. Understand that don't be intimidated to come in and talk to individuals who work at a bank like Primis, that they will be able to give you an opportunity to ask questions. I always say a dumb question is a question that you don't ask.
I agree.
But you want to be able to come in there, you might think, I shouldn't ask. No, you should come in there and you have, each one of you have a position that you hold to be able to address them accordingly. And I also heard you say as well, if y'all can't really address it at that time, what you do is then you say, okay, well, we're going to make sure that we get you with the right person.
Correct.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
I just want to tell you that is what we really need in our community areas for individuals, especially with what's been going on with this pandemic. We had so many people was sitting home, right? And they came up with these new ideas, right? But they don't know exactly how to go about it.
Right.
Which y'all have been just sitting here telling me that you can take them step by step.
Absolutely.
And that's phenomenal.
And we did it by phone as well when we were a very short time that we closed through the pandemic. If you call our branch, we were able to do everything through the phone. We were able to meet with you outside. We were able to get everything done. That didn't stop us do business. We opened the doors as much as we could. So that didn't stop us doing the business and get you in and to help you from what you needed.
And we also have 24 hours customer service. that helped us a lot too. During the pandemic, because customers couldn't come to the bank, they were able to call our hotline or customer service line 24/7, and it's always someone there to assist you.
Y'all sound like the perfect secret that somebody had in the chest, and you just finally let it out.
Let me add on to that. Now, how many, and the viewer, this is a question for the viewer, how many of you guys can call your banker or email them, in some cases text them, hey, I need to make a transfer between my accounts. I need to do a wire for such and such. I need you to open this account. You send me the signature and I'll sign via email. That doesn't happen with your average banks. We have the flexibility. So one of our main catchphrases is, oh, wow, they do that too? Or they can do that? You're surprised.
Yeah.
Because banking shouldn't be difficult, it shouldn't be complicated, it should be convenient, right? That's what we all pay for, okay? It should be easy access. You should have that relationship with the banker. If you guys, and I'm pretty sure this comes to you too, Rodney, wherever you bank at, do you actually have a person that you know by first name basis, that you have their email, their phone number, you can connect with them, and they will really, not only are they your banker, are they like kind of your financial advisor,
Right.
Most people don't have that.
Well, I mean, I do now.
Well, thank you. I hope you do.
With that being said, most people don't have that luxury. Nor do they know, but they're so used to going to a bank, going in, taking money out, and not even conversation, eye contact. When any of our customers come to our branch, hey, Mr. Peter, how's it going? How was your vacation? We know that life story because we are a community bank.
Exactly, and we know their sister, their brother, their kids.
Yeah.
And
It's family.
It's basically family. That's what
That
community
makes
is.
all the difference. Again, this is People to People with Rodney Grimes. The number 703-752-6120. I know somebody out there got some questions. Let me hear them phones ring so we can get those questions answered for you. This is an opportunity for you young entrepreneurs out there that's trying to start your own business, or you need to get some information. What is the number that they could call that we can give out right now? You have a number?
So the McLean branch will be that 703-893-7400. I'll say that again. It's 703-893-7400. And you can definitely ask for Rafael Carbajal or Tia Pham. We speak Spanish. We speak Vietnamese, and of course, the broken English here.
Well, that's the good thing. Again, we have individuals out there, we don't want you to feel intimidated under no circumstances. As they said, they will find a way to put you in a position where you can get the right information if you need a translator, because you also said that it was somebody that had a little problem communicating. Y'all will help them out as well.
Absolutely.
So, you have no reason not to want to move forth and to take this opportunity. I am really excited because I've been doing production for about 20 years. And I've been doing a lot of this basically out of my own pocket. And this is something that was brought to the table. They said, Rodney, why do you just constant? Why don't you just go and get legit with, become a nonprofit or get an LLC, And many times it was because really it was like just something personal for me. But when I found myself financially struggling to maintain with the economy as it progresses, then I realized, okay, you want to become a legitimate business, because then you have that type of support that you can get from banks and different individuals that can give you the right information. Like what you were sharing with me when we met again, when we was talking about becoming an LLC or a nonprofit. You come in and you just feel real comfortable when there's somebody going to tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. And you can just leave out of there saying, you know what, I can do this. That makes a big difference. Y'all should put behind Primis Bank, we care.
I think somebody has that, but we do care.
Yeah, because that's the energy I get from you. I'm just really, really excited because I've had this opportunity to sit down with you and to I keep it real. I'm still learning. I get encouraged. You give me a sense of hope that that I can succeed. I can get it where my business is going to take care of itself. And as different individuals, I tell a person, you don't really have to know everything to get in the race.
Right.
If all you have to do is have the passion, and if you have that, that makes a big difference. You come in with the right intention, be honest up front what your intent is, and you can get your business going. That's amazing.
Yeah. If you have any type of questions, no matter what it is, like you said, whether it's a small question, asking just for how do I go and open an account, to can you help me with starting with the loan, with the SBA loan. You can call us. My number's different than theirs, and which they can pass over
Absolutely.
anytime.
Yep.
But we are here, not, you said it before, not to intimidate you, but just to give you information on what you need to do to open a business account, to get you to the next level with Tia, and supporting with products and services outside what Rafael can do, and then upgrade yourself to if you need an SBA loan for your business. That is why we're here, and to help you grow personal and in your business.
Do you also help with the marketing?
So with the marketing, so I'll tell you this, and I dealt with it a couple times. When you establish businesses, a lot of individuals that do a lot of specifics, right? So what I like to do, and they all have different practice, I like to give a business card or contact information of that individual. So I'll give you an example. You come in and, you're opening your business, and I have an individual who does marketing. I'll be like, you know what? I have this person, I opened their business account. They, I'll give them a honest feedback of what I think of them.
Right.
But this will be a startup,
Right.
I will connect with them, or I will connect them together,
Mhm.
and then it goes from there, And this goes beyond, making connections, introducing people, but we are a team that you have at your disposal.
Right.
And we have every tool, resource to help you be successful. Now, at the end of the day, is how much do you want it?
Yeah.
Right? But with that being said, yes, if you come in and you're starting a new business and you're looking for marketing, or you're looking for partnering up with some specific, or like a distributor, or, simple, like, man, I just got this new and I need some work done to my apartment or to my house or to my new place that I'm moving in. We have all those individuals that we can connect each other with.
And to add to that, Rodney, our customers, what we do is if we ever need signs, for example, a Primis sign put up on our building, we intend to look at our customer, who are in our customer profile that does signs, and we like to use our customer
Right.
first, then versus going out and
Right.
and hiring somebody. So that, and also if we have a customer come in and say, Tia, listen, I'm having a wedding next week. Do you have anybody that you recommend? Most definitely. I have a customer here that's catering. Let me connect you. So absolutely, we do look out for the best interest of our customer as well.
Add on to that, we have customers that specialize on trust, estate planning, stuff like that. We have a very good client that refers a lot of customers for trust accounts.
I mean, y'all have a networking.
That's exactly what it is.
Networking force going on. That is really amazing.
So there's no way that you're gonna come into any of our branches, specifically my branch, McLean, and you're gonna leave with an unanswered question or feeling empty. There's no way. If anything, you're gonna be like, man, that's too much. I gotta, send them my email. Hey, can you write me a paragraph or maybe an essay of what you just told me, because
bullet point.
It's like your universe opens up. I tell you this, before I came into banking, I was nothing personal. I was very naive as to what I thought, banking was. Saving, loans, all of the above. I didn't know better. I learned the hard way. Now, they don't have to,
Yes. I also want to say thank you for when I first met you, how open you were to come and just introduce yourself and say, look, this is what I do. When you realized that what I do, you then took the opportunity to come over, look at the studio, and then said, we don't mind sharing the information. To me, that's really shows who you are and your character. You know what I mean? That's important. In this day and time, grew up in a neighborhood not far from a lot of crime and stuff. I was the guy who used the lawnmower. I had a paper route. Many guys were doing negative things, and I had quite a good amount of individuals who put good information in my head. And so with saying that, I always wanted to deal with individuals who would help me to become a better person, to be able to accomplish my goals. Primis Bank, that's what it sounds like. Those neighbors that were educating me.
Better than State Farm.
Yeah.
Like a good neighbor.
Yeah.
We're like Allstate.
Yeah.
Good hands.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about. And I mean, it's just amazing that I'm sitting here and I'm excited. I was hoping the phones would be ringing. I talked to several business people prior to this interview, and I was telling them, I said, y'all definitely want to pay attention, because this is some opportunities for you to really ask questions. But again, don't be surprised, because people will call you. I've had people on the show that get calls later, and they'll say, this is what's going on, or whatever. But also in that, what I want to do too is make sure as we move forward that you make sure that you come back.
Oh, indeed.
Absolutely.
And let's sit down, because today, we was really trying to just kind of build a relationship with the guests.
Intro.
And we want to say, yo, we're here to help you. Primis Bank is here to help you. Okay? So what I want to do at People to People, we are a networking podcast. It's the People's Podcast. We want to bring this information to the public. We're in Tyson's Corner, but that doesn't mean that it's just in Tyson's Corner. It's in Fort Washington. It's in McLean. It's anywhere that you have a business, and that's what we want to do. And so me building a relationship with you is a good thing. So now I want to be on that list when somebody come in and they be like, yeah, we want to start a business, this and that. Y'all can say, well, you want to call People to People and sit down and do an interview with them, boom, boom, boom,
Exactly.
and definitely be able to help them to be able to get out and get the right information. I'm just really thankful, again, that I've got a whole different perspective on the individuals who work in the bank from sitting and talking with you.
And just know that you're never too big or too small when you come with Primis. You should never feel too big or too small when you're at your bank, but when you come to us, we don't look at that.
That's some of the times when some we get a little check or something, and you go into the bank, and I'll be looking, I'm just like, oh man, I don't even want to go in there, because I had relationships with them, that didn't go well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Over something real small.
Yeah.
And then you get to a point, you're like, I don't even. I remember talking to some people, and they was like, yo man, I don't even want to put my money in the bank, because they didn't get that good feeling.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this is again something that I find that's a blessing, for individuals like yourselves to sit and give the truth and let people know, yo, if we can't help you, we'll try, and that's all you ask, for individuals. So everybody out there that tune in, I want you to know, you may watch this program later on tonight or tomorrow or next week. You want to get in touch with Primis Bank. They are located in several different places. If you can give that telephone number again.
Yep, that'll be 703-893-7400, 703-893-7400, and you can ask either for myself, Rafael Carbajal, or Ms. Tia Pham.
If I can give them my number just specifically for SBA lending, Small
Okay,
Business
yeah.
Administration. It's 703-855-8997. 703-855-8997. And
So I don't fabricate things. I like to keep it real. I'm still growing, right? And I get excited, you know, when I know that, like you say, you flipping cars, you helping people build, you know, get ideas and getting loans, and you looking at people and helping them just to get their businesses started, right? This is good to sit down and feel like it's okay for me to be where I am right now, you know, and that's a good feeling, because we wake up in the morning and we sometimes feel intimidated by so much that goes wrong.
Right.
But from what you are bringing to the table, this is an opportunity to make it right. Again, that's what I really like. How much time we got left? We got 5 minutes, so each one of y'all we're going to give them 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes to speak about what you do, 2 minutes to speak what you do, and 2 minutes for
Wow.
us here.
since we're going to be that specific, let me just get a little short story, not story, what I am going to be doing. Maybe I lost it. But let me be very specific on what SBA lending can do for you. SBA lending can give you the option of financing your business equipment, fixtures, construction. You want to buy a building, a small location, or you want to rent a small location and do the build outs inside. You are in a position that you are ready to buy that location to have your business. We finance that too. If you need a working capital that you need 150,000 that you can utilize for your business, we can do that also. And I was telling you, for the equipment, this type of equipment that you use here, we can also finance that type of equipment and anything else that you need in your office, pretty much, to get yourself started. And of course, if you want to buy out your current business partner, you want to expand your business in other areas. Again, SBA is not just to start in your small, it's to expand your business and keep growing and growing and growing. So we can lend for just about anything. That's why I gave you my number. You can call me and find out, hey, George, does this qualify for small loan? I will tell you right away, yes, no. Let's figure it out together.
That's good. That's good.
So, and pretty much that's where my area is, in the small lending department, SBA lending, which I'm the business development
Okay.
person.
Then with me as being the branch manager, just know that it's never too late. And what I mean by this is very broad. It's never too late to start savings, to start your own business, to become an entrepreneur, to start a new relationship. Now, my job is to connect with you guys, educate you, find the right tools, resources, partners to make sure that you are successful financially. Of course, that's the ultimate goal. That's what everybody wants to do, be financially successful. Now, financially successful, not only does it bring peace of mind, does it bring stress-free life, it just, it feels good to know that you are where you need to be. But again, it's never too late.
Ms. Tia.
So, say the best for last, right?
That's right.
I've been in banking literally all my life. I started out, my first job was in a bank. And so I've been in banking all my life, and my job is basically to go out and meet people, small businesses, entrepreneur. And I love meeting new people, especially when I can take them to lunch. That's my favorite part of my job. Just working with small businesses and helping them. And I hate to say no, because if I, for example, if I'm doing a home equity loan and they are not qualified and I have to say no, I hate it, but if I say no, even after I say no, you know what, let's look at other options.
Right.
To see, you know, maybe bring in a co-borrow or whatnot, or let me, you know, try to help them without them walking away feeling bad.
Right.
So basically that's my job, is helping them, you know, get through what they went to the bank for and make them successful business.
That is amazing. I tell you, that is something, again, here's an opportunity for individuals out there to utilize this. Use it to your advantage. Make it work for you. You know, at People to People, you know, our motto is people to people, power to power, positive thinking people. That's how we operate. We like to make sure that we are looking out for the community, trying to make it so that you will have that opportunity to make your dreams come true. I thank y'all for coming in, and it was a pleasure, definitely, to interview with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Rodney.
much. That's all right. I thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This
Thank
was
you,
a great
Rodney.
experience. I really
Thank you
enjoyed
so
it.
much.
Yeah, that was very
I like giving good information.
right. And believe it or not, people go back there, look at it. Sometimes I'm the individual. I don't care if I save 1,000, but if I save one, I've done my job.